Like,
Oh,
let's just say,
absolutely. Yeah, that's why I've been talking shit about every spending event since it was ever made.
Thank you. Like, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
no,
That's
that's why
my.
I'm saying Hoyoverse is the one to blame here because they spanned 4 of them in 5 months. And so, can I really shit on a dev for deciding to do what the industry leader in the space has been doing for 5 months in a row?
Say,
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I think if you have the energy that a spending event is inherently a bad thing in a gacha game, right? I think if another game follows it, then you say this is shit, and I can't blame Hoyo, right? Just because Hoyo is the market leader, should every game do what Hoyo's doing? No. Isn't that one of the main reasons why people have been glazing Wuthering Waves for a long time? Because it does Hoyo but better. But now we're doing Hoyo. Well, you can't blame them. They'd be retarded not to follow them, which I think is kind of crazy. But then when you see Enfield doing what it's doing, well, that's just shit. You know, that's just terrible. But they're attempting to do something different to the market leader, right? Now you can see it as worse or you can see it as better or whatever, right? Better subjective anyway, because it is what it is for you. It depends what you're doing in the game, whether you're free to play, spending or whatever. But I just think this is, and I've seen this in the community, man. Freak, like, let me show you another post here, which is again the mental gymnastics, right? The mental gymnastics of people. This goes back to again the Kuro people. It isn't even a spending event now. It's not even $200+. What the fuck are we doing? So are they the lines we're drawing now? It's not a spending event, man. If it was 250, it's a spending event. But 200, nah, man, nah. It's not a spending event, bro. It's not a spending event. So yeah, I just thought that was I thought that was really funny. I thought that was really funny, right? And again, I saw a bit of Saint saying he thinks this spending event is a scam. He says he doesn't think it's predatory or FOMO because there's not good stuff in there. He thinks it's a scam. I guess you can. Would you rather be scammed? Would you rather? Scams can inherently be predatory anyway. Like I don't know what we're doing there. That just seems like a real argument of semantics to say, well, it's not like Hoyo because when Hoyo does it, it's predatory. When Kuro does it, it's a scam. I don't know what we're doing there. Let's just say what it is, Chief. It's kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of shit. Like, right? You either think when Hoyo does it, it's fine, and it's fine here, or you don't like it when Hoyo does it. It's not fine here, right? Because it's the same. It's the same thing at the end of the day. It's the same thing at the end of the day. I just thought this was fascinating. See, again, you guys know me. I've got no beef with Saint. I just think sometimes, as somebody who is like the guard dog of the Wuthering Waves community, the second a developer steps out of line, it's attack, right? Calling the devs rats, scumbags, all of these different derogatory terms. But when Wuthering Waves does it, it's just like, yeah, it's not even FOMO, man. It's a scam, but like, you know, I don't even think it's that bad. I don't even think it's that bad if I'm honest, you know? I just think it's an interesting framing of the whole situation. I think it's kind of shit, you know? But am I surprised? No. Like, Christ, if you've been playing Wuthering Waves since day one, right? Since day one, we've started to see Kuro just following the blueprint that Hoyo did anyway, right? It just is, you know? The way they do the updates, the way they do the map expansions, the way they do the purchasing, the way they do the bundles, the way they do the gacha. It's literally just Hoyo, but slightly better, a little bit less hard pity, you know? Guarantee on a weapon, you know what I mean? It's like, it isn't a surprise to me that we're following Hoyo's blueprint, because as I said, companies do tend to follow the market leader, right? But I think if the market leader's doing something we think's a bit shady, I think it's only fair to say, well, this company's now shady because they're following suit. It's just that I think it's hard, in my opinion, now to really differentiate the two. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kuro is the new Hoyo, really. And like me saying that, right? I'm not like Kuro are now evil, because I've never had this negative connotation towards Hoyo personally. I've never felt like I've been betrayed by Hoyo. I enjoyed Genshin while I played it. I enjoyed Hot Star Rail while I played it. I've enjoyed Zenless Zone Zero while I've played it. You know, I'm probably sure I'm going to enjoy Varsapura and the other games I've got coming out. So like, I haven't got this like, this vehement hate towards Hoyo. I haven't. So when I see Kuro doing what Hoyo's doing, I'm not like, oh my god, they are the worst company ever, right? End of the day, in the gacha space, you got to accept companies are trying to fucking use all these psychological tools consistently and constantly to get money out of you. And then you'll be a lot better off if you look at all the companies now. I'll glaze Enfield and Arknight's right. And I've got a lot of positive things to say about Hypocrisy. I understand they're a business. Once you detach that, once you separate yourself from that, you can look at all these companies and go, all right, they're all trying to get my money. What do I have fun with? Let me just enjoy and then go from there, right? That's the best way to treat gacha games, man. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think you'll have a lot more fun with the games you're playing then. I think you'll have a lot more fun. I think people like are too attached to their brand and they end up having less fun with their brand because they're consistently defending bad practices or practices that they've said are bad practices elsewhere, and then hypocritically dragging down other companies when they're doing the exact same shit. And like, again, just because the market leader's doing something doesn't mean you have to follow, right? Kuro, we've heard it before, right? From all the people who were fans, and you've only got to have eyes to see. Wuthering Waves is making buku cash. You know, all the revenue charts we see, I think it's safe to say, let's double it at least every single month, right? So do they necessarily need to chase what Hoyo are doing? No, they're making fucking crazy money. So like, I think to then say, well, I think it's only fair, let's blame Hoyo. I don't think that's a fair statement, personally. You can't blame Hoyo, right? You can't blame Hoyo. You can say, like, Hoyo have normalised it. Hoyo have normalised a lot of things in the gacha space. You know? They normalised guaranteed carryovers and the typical pity that we have in a lot of games now, which everybody loves, apparently, because when Enfield does something different, it's the worst thing in the world. So, I don't necessarily think you have to follow what the market leader's doing. You know, is it smart? Yeah. But can you still make money without following the market leader? Yeah. Like, Wuthering Waves has proved that right to some degree. You know, but they evidently are just following the market leader through and through now. It felt for a while at the start they weren't doing exactly what the market leader was doing, but they are, aren't they? They are. They're doing exactly what the market leader's doing. So I think we can't have these arguments anymore, for me, of Wuthering Waves is ultimately better because of all of these management situations, because it's doing the same shit. It's just doing the same shit, like. Hoyo, less normalised, more popularised. Yeah, it's probably a better way to say it. Like, you know, they were successful at it, weren't they? Which, again, I think it makes sense to look at that and go, ooh, this is what I said. Genshin showing that you could make a lot of money from a lot of investment has brought us the games we're getting now, because other companies have gone, oh, okay, so if we spend a few $100 million, we can potentially make 10 billion back, and that's good. But like I say, I just think it's funny we've spent the last year and so long demonising everything that Hoyo does, and I think it's safe to say now we was kind of followed the notebook pretty much down to a T now, isn't he? You know, it doesn't mean you have to follow the market leader, and usually when you start to mimic the market leader is when you're struggling a little bit. Wuthering Waves hasn't been struggling for a long time. They already mimicked the market leader enough to make crazy cash. I think a lot of people in the Wuthering Waves space who have issues with Hoyo was hoping there was going to see a greater separation, but it just seems more and more, oh, spending event works. All right, let's get a spending event in there. And do you know what? I bet this spending event makes a lot of money. Because, you know what will happen, and it's already happening, people are doing mental gymnastics to say why in this incarnation it's okay. So of course it's gonna be seen as a thing to continue doing now. And I'm not even saying it isn't okay. You know, like, I don't like it, and I definitely don't like things like the transducers in there, and I definitely think it's like in a game that makes buku cash, and I'd rather not Hoyo do it right. I'd rather these games give us more freebies in the sense that, like, and when I say that, I think there's a threshold of them having to make money. You know, I think if a gacha game's making 20 to 30 million minimum a month, I don't think it's too much to ask for a free skin every now and again, right? And a free character every now and again. You know what I mean? But it's just funny that Whoa. Spending event bad. Spending event. Oh. I don't know if I'd even call it a spending event. It's not as expensive as that spending event, but anyway, we yapped on about that for too long. Don't think anybody really cares, if I'm honest.